Hello, I'm Don Mitchell. Welcome back to Business Basics, a book that shows you how to be an astonishingly effective leader in helping your for-profit or nonprofit organization be more than 8,000 times more successful in serving customers and stakeholders. Today we'll be continuing looking at cost cutting, expanding on yesterday's lesson, which was lesson 24. So today we're in lesson 25, topic of which is how to apply the themes of chain reaction 2000% solutions. So I'd like to start by quoting from Psalm 111, verses 7 through 9 in the New King James Version. The works of his hands are verity and justice. All his precepts are sure. They stand fast forever and ever, and are done in truth and uprightness. He has sent redemption to his people. He has commanded his covenant forever. Holy and awesome is his name. So what a great praise that is for our God. So this lesson applies the themes of chain reaction exponential solutions that were described in lesson 24 for creating and implementing 96% cost reductions for your organization and all of its stakeholders. As a reminder, here are the themes we'll be addressing. First, communications costs are rapidly approaching zero. What doors does that open for you? Second, computing costs are rapidly approaching zero also. What can you afford to calculate and to do now that you couldn't do before? Third, work can be redesigned to produce higher quality results at vastly lower costs. What can you redesign now that wasn't possible to redesign before? Fourth, customers and other stakeholders are becoming used to do-it-yourself solutions where they participate more in accessing and using information. What new offerings can you provide that depend on such increased ability and interest in performing and doing it yourself solutions? 5. Technology is advancing rapidly and creating cost reduction potential. What cost reductions from technology should you be using that you aren't? 6. Cost reduction opportunities open up more frequently than before. Are you studying how to develop and to apply new cost reductions often enough? 7. Noticing new cost reduction methods is a critical first step for making large cost reductions. How are you monitoring what can be done? Let me describe examples that apply each of these themes, then think about where you can combine several of these potential methods to build a chain reaction exponential cost solution for your organization. We start with low-cost communications. Companies often design offerings assuming that customers will employ the offerings with little help. With low-cost communications, you can afford to stay in contact with customers and inexpensively perform many activities that customers find to be exorbitant to hire out and difficult to do on their own. Here's an example. I spent about $700 in 2008 to have high-speed internet access at home. Due to various quirks in the service, I was on the telephone with a technician for about an hour each month trying to figure out how to reconnect. This service was delivered by my cable television provider. The company could have saved the cost of all of those calls, and I could have saved the value of my wasted time, which was worth a lot more than $700 a year, if it had simply provided me with videos and software over a cable television channel that I could have used to solve my problems with the internet connection. The effect of such a shift would have been to encourage more cable television customers to use the provider for high-speed internet, thus reducing the company's marketing costs. With low enough costs, the cable company could have charged less for internet service and attracted still more customers. Without all the telephone interaction, the cost of adding a new customer would have been almost zero. With enough growth, the company's average cost would have plummeted. Let's look next at taking advantage of near zero computing costs. Most marketers would agree in principle that 90% of their marketing doesn't work. Since they aren't sure which 90% isn't working, marketers are reluctant to eliminate anything. With low-cost computing, you can afford to record and analyze information about each contact with current and potential customers. When you understand the paths that are and are not working for influencing potential and current customers, you can more quickly drop marketing programs that aren't very productive and move on to develop and test new programs that build on the successes. If, as a result of making all your marketing effective, you expand new sales by at least 10 times, you'll reduce not only your marketing costs, but also many of your operating costs for serving a customer. When that happens, you can reduce the price that you charge while still making more money and increasing your cash flow. Redesigning work provides lots of opportunities. If you measure the process of preparing and delivering an offering you'll find that nothing is happening over 95% of the time. Redesign the work to take out many of the inactive moments, and you obtain results much faster. Let's examine upholstered furniture. Most manufacturers wait to produce a minimum number of orders because of large setup costs and wanting to buy a minimum quantity of supplies to gain discounted prices. Since it usually takes 6 to 8 weeks to accumulate enough orders, manufacturers only produce any given item every 6 to 8 weeks. Consequently, customers can wait as long as 10 weeks after ordering to receive their new furniture. If you develop suppliers who will deliver just in time at reasonable prices and redesign the furniture manufacturing process to be more like the way the personal computers are built to order, you can provide furniture within 2 weeks of receiving an order, with most of that time being needed for shipping and delivery. That approach would expand your sales, reduce your costs, and allow you to be more effective in marketing your advantages. Do-it-yourself is a special opportunity. Let's consider again the furniture industry. Two problems often contribute to the desire to replace upholstered furniture. First, the fabric becomes worn, and second, the springs sag. Upholstered furniture could instead be made so that customers could easily replace the fabric and springs themselves. Fabric replacements might be sized to fit over the old fabric and be connected to the furniture with strong, unseen Velcro strips. Springs might be added in modular units that could be easily taken out and replaced. As a result, you could recondition your upholstered furniture with minimal effort to make it almost good as new for much less than half the cost of new furniture. That change will cause the furniture refurbishing market to grow faster because people could more often afford to change their colors and improve comfort. You can, of course, reupholster furniture now at low cost, but it's a big job. Many people don't know how, and they often lack interest in learning. Perhaps no activities are being affected more by technology than transmitting, downloading, and storing videos. By adding something entertaining to your marketing message, you can quickly reach millions of people for little more than the cost of developing a traditional video. Accessing a mass market means changing the way you write, produce, and distribute such videos. As a result, YouTube may well be a better way to share the messages about your offerings than having salespeople show DVDs to current and potential customers. This last example is also good for considering the problem of not taking new methods seriously enough. I'm sure you know about the vast low-cost marketing potential of YouTube, but how much time have you spent in learning how to apply this new method? If you're like me, you know about it, but haven't done very much. Shame on me. If I don't take action after reading this lesson, shame on you too. Excuse me, if you don't take action after reading this lesson, shame on you too. I've been impressed lately by how many elements of mental and dental practices are being improved to serve poor people at very low cost. My sense is that there are always thousands of successful cost-reducing experiments being conducted. If you wait to read about the results of such experiments, you'll always be years behind the best practice. But if you design and host a website where people who conduct medical and dental practice experiments can easily share ideas and new developments with one another, you'll gain more insights faster. Few organizations are using such new medical and dental lessons for serving the poor, deliver diagnosis and treatment to those who cannot afford to pay, afford to pay. By drawing from such rich sources of innovations, you could earn billions by replacing expensive forms of traditional medicine and generating lots of money to pay for providing free services to poor people, as the Aravind Eye Center care system does. You can learn more about them at www.arav as in victory, ind as in dog.org. What's the key lesson? What's the key lesson here? You can use each of the themes to identify related ways to tap into large potential, define and apply chain reaction, 2,000% solutions that will almost instantly reduce your cost by 96%, as well as those of your stakeholders where you believe and they believe that the largest in profit and cost potentials are. Your assignments are: first, how could you combine these themes to design new chain reaction 2,000% solutions for 96% cost reductions for your offerings? Second, how should you organize to continually improve the new solutions with further breakthroughs in the future? So I hope this lesson has got you as excited as it has me, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. But in the meantime, may God bless you, your family, and all you do in the name of Jesus. Goodbye for now. Take care.